Hello, I'm Matt, and that was a bit enthusiastic. Anyway, Bigfoot. We're back to Bigfoot. Now, everyone who's ever watched my channel and seen me react to issues around Bigfoot or claims around Bigfoot, I'm not convinced he existed. But apparently there's an old photograph of a Bigfoot, which is in the historical documents. So, is this genuine evidence of Bigfoot? Let's have a look.
If Bigfoot has been around for centuries, like Native American folklore suggests, then you'd think there would be some historic photos of the creature, even from as far back as the 1800s. Well, guess what we found? It's
a 1800s photograph, so I don't think it's going to be very clear. Unless it was posing for a photograph, I don't think this one's going to be very, very clear.
the 1890s in Western Canada. The Canadian Pacific Railway has recently become operational. Forestry and mining operations are booming, and the wild frontier is finally being tamed. Portable cameras have exploded onto the market, and it is believed one of them was used to snap.
I mean, look at that for a portable camera. Kids these days, they don't know how easy they've got it. You know, with the phones and the ticker-tockers.
This uncanny photo. This dated, grainy, black and white image appears to show what some interpret to be a dead Sasquatch lying face down in the snow.
The picture is very old. It was taken in 1894 in British Columbia, in a very unexplored part of Canada.
I must admit, I was struggling with that. I'm going to have to see it again, obviously, but I was struggling with that.
At the time, if this is a Sasquatch in the photograph, it would by far be the oldest picture of a Sasquatch in existence.
Reports of Sasquatch-like creatures or wild men stretch back centuries, possibly millennia. Barrickman recalls an early 18th
That just looked like a monkey, to be honest.
century sighting also reported from Western Canada.
In 1811, an early explorer named David Thompson ran across very large footprints in the ground that he could distinguish from that of a bear. This guy literally lived in the woods. He would know a bear print. He turned to his indigenous guides who were with him, and they say, let's follow this thing. And they said, no, man, we're not following that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, let's follow this bear. What's the worst that could happen? Obviously, the people who was indigenous knew that you could just get ripped to pieces and die. It's probably not a good idea.
The indigenous tribes of Western Canada were no strangers to these strange.
I mean, what the hell is that? I mean, that thing has almost got a bigger nose than me. Almost.
Beasts and named them Sasquatch. That's believed to be the origin of the word Sasquatch. Early sightings of these northern Bigfoots were surprisingly plentiful.
Right, let's have a look at this picture, because I'm struggling. So, I'm assuming, right, you can see a tree there, just to the right. I'm pointing. Obviously, you don't know what I'm pointing at. To the right. So, it's obviously lay flat face down, with the head on the left. Both of its arms look visible. It's got its arse out a little bit. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't think you can say that's a Bigfoot. That could just be something that's lying on the ground. There could be a person lying on the ground, or it could be something that just pareidolia. So it's a pattern. You think it looks like a person, but it's not.
This photograph was taken along the Yellowcrum River.
I think pareidolia is where you see faces, right? Rather than shapes of Bigfoot in the snow.
Which flows into the Bridge River, which flows into the Fraser River. And the Fraser River is the source of one of the older Sasquatch reports on record in the area. Employees of the Hudson Bay Company encountered a group of Sasquatches up on a cliff that were throwing rocks down upon them in 1864.
Is that not locals wearing fur? Try to get people out of the area, try to scare them out of the area, rather than it being a group of Sasquatches.
In fact, it was.
What is the plural for Sasquatches? Sasquatch. Sasquatch.
This company that many believe was responsible for this photo. A strange text scrawled on its back indicates the date, location, and company name, along with a message.
Some of that information on the back says that this picture was stolen from the Hudson's Bay Company, and it was one of a series. The Hudson's Bay Company is Canada's oldest fur trading company, founded all the way back in 1670. They literally owned 40% of what is now present-day Canada, and they were essentially the de facto government in this particular area.
Now, why would the Hudson Bay Company, after all these years, withhold photographs of a Sasquatch? The only thing I could think of why you would do that is if you was in that area and you would try to do trade or do whatever, right? Okay, and you were operating in that area, and there was a new species of Sasquatch, something that you've never understood, and you think, okay, we're gonna be, if this gets out, then it might impact business, so let's just kill them all, so that obviously it won't impact business. Maybe, don't know.
Many wonder why this photo was stolen, and if the Hudson's Bay Company may have been keeping more photos of this creature under lock and key.
There might be more photographs out there of whatever this thing is. Is this the first known photograph of a Sasquatch, and maybe even the first known Bigfoot cover-up?
I mean, I can't even tell what it is, to be honest.
Recently released files reveal there's been at least one FBI investigation into the possible existence of Bigfoot. These files were kept under wraps since the 1970s. So if our own government has been keeping evidence like this locked away, is it really so unbelievable that the Hudson's Bay Company has been doing the same for Canada? Let's see what our experts think.
I could imagine that the FBI, if it was investigating Bigfoot or UFOs or whatever, it would keep it secret because it would be, one, public ridicule. Why the hell is the FBI investigating these things? And two, people might go, this is a waste of our taxpayer money, when there's other things that are a top priority. So you would probably keep it a little bit secret.
First, photography expert Andrew McCarthy tries to determine if this is really an authentic photograph or some kind of hoax.
It's a little bit on the high contrast side, so a lot of details are actually lost, which isn't unusual for a photo of this time. There's no artifact suggesting anything was airbrushed in. This photo seems to be completely authentic.
Many people online have suggested that this could just be a shaggy dog of some kind, but biologist Floyd Hayes says the limb proportions rule it out as any potential canid. But we
Now they've said that, I can understand where they're coming from. Because now I can see a nose, on the left-hand side there, a nose, the head, the paws there, sort of lying at the front. It just looks like a dog lying in the snow now. I know the limb proportions probably don't make sense, but yeah, I could totally see that.
should note, Hayes thinks this creature looks small compared to Bigfoot's size in other reported sightings.
I'm not impressed with the size of this animal compared to the snowshoes. And to me, the arms don't look like they're particularly long. They don't seem to extend very far below the waist. I'm not seeing anything about the body size and shape that would distinguish it from being a human. Although it could be a young specimen of a Bigfoot.
The supposed involvement of the Hudson's Bay Company, which may have secreted away other photos, has many believing this could be part of some kind of Bigfoot cover-up.
And the reason why is 100 years later, would you still cover it up?
Hayes is skeptical.
The business of the Hudson's Bay Company was to go out and collect furs and make a profit. So it seems strange that a company wasn't motivated to collect the fur and preserve it, especially if it was an unknown creature to science.
However, that still doesn't explain why the company would keep photos of this curiosity under lock and key, unless there was something truly unique about this specimen, something they weren't ready to share with the rest of the world.
I don't know, maybe it's just part of the historical documents, and the fact that it was locked up is because no one thought anything of it. It didn't really mean anything. It was just a photograph taken of the time.
Apparently some other photos were taken, and perhaps those other photos may reveal the answers to the mystery.
Our verdict? We're calling this one a potential Bigfoot.
Come on now. Potential Bigfoot. You can't tell what it is. You can't tell what that thing is in the picture. You can't quite make out what the other things in the picture are. Never mind that lying down.
There is certainly
If it is something lying down.
a lot that's suspicious about this photo. And while there may be some issues with the creature's size, we know the photo is real. And our experts haven't ruled out the possibility that it could be a younger, smaller Sasquatch. But until the rest of those mystery photos surface, we may never know for sure.
What gets me though is he said our experts didn't rule out that it could be a younger, smaller Sasquatch. Well, you don't know they exist, so I could say we can't rule out that it's a younger Sasquatch. That's like saying I can't rule out that the light in the sky is a UFO, and you go more likely a plane. Can't rule it out. I mean, I don't know. I couldn't tell what that photograph was. Was it stolen though from the Hudson Bay? I mean, was it just a random photograph that someone come across in their archives and went, "Oh, that looks a bit interesting, so I'm going to steal it"? Yeah, for them, it could just be someone taking a picture of a dog or somebody lying on the floor. Could it be a Bigfoot? Maybe. Let me know what you think. I'm still yet to be convinced of the whole Bigfoot thing. I would love it to be true. Just like I would love the Loch Ness Monster to be true. I would love fairies to be true. And I'd love to be true that I will win the lottery one day. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. You take care. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.